Beware of cult like family dynamics. So basically, what I'm saying is that a lot of things that aren't cults can have cult dynamics. It doesn't have all of the same, it doesn't check all the same boxes as what makes a cult, but it might check some of the boxes. And I think to some degree, in most cases, there's a little bit of cult-like dynamics that go on in the household. Um, this comes from, I think, parents who maybe are either a little less self-aware than maybe some other parents, or they could be exhibiting qualities of narcissism. But you don't have to be a narcissist to lack self-awareness and to not be aware of where you're being a little authoritarian uh, about certain things. Now, this is a fine line because with children, you kind of have to be a little bit of an authoritarian figure because they don't know up from down, left from right when they're first brought into this world. And children are very vulnerable because they're easily impressionable, and something goes on called imprinting, which is basically their mind is like a clean slate when they're first born, and because of that, they are very gullible because they have no points of reference about anything. So, imprinting is basically whatever they are experiencing and taught from the beginning becomes like the foundation of their worldview. So it makes sense to be like an authoritarian type of figure to children when they're very little. But the thing is when they start to get a little older, especially when they turn into teenagers, um, it's healthy for them to learn and grow on their own. Um, it's healthy for them to explore new ideas and learn new things that even their parents didn't know. In a sense, that's to me one of the biggest, if not the biggest, reason we have children is to instill in them what we can, but then for them to become the next step in the lineage in the sense of almost like a next step in evolution, really, where they're supposed to be improving upon the last generation if they can. I mean, if you can't, then that's okay too. But that's what we should hope for, I think, in our children, not to just brainwash them and have them kind of be like um, somebody who is like a mini me. And I think it's good for parents to be happy to be wrong about things that their children can teach them because that's the whole point of that next generation is to to build off of the previous. Um, but when I'm talking about cult like dynamics, what I'm talking about is spreading ideologies in a absolute fashion, whether it's stereotypes or it's political beliefs or it's cultural beliefs. You know, you hear of that concept of the black sheep of the family. Well, what is the black sheep of the family? The black sheep of the family really sticks out as the black sheep when I think more when you get these cult-like family dynamics going on here because there's somebody who sticks out like a sore thumb because they're not drinking the same Kool-Aid, so to speak. If the whole family was more cultured, then they would learn from each other. And even though somebody could be very different from the rest of the family, they wouldn't stick out as much like a black sheep because they would all value the differences and embrace it and want to learn from each other. But what we get sometimes, and I think this is a little more predominant in patriarchal family structures, because that male or masculine um, person in the family, the leader of the family, will take that one person will take a authoritarian kind of absolute power sort of position. Um, this can be really this could be really drastic sort of elements going on here. Like it could be like, hey, if somebody's child is gay, then they're like excommunicated from the family. That'd be pretty drastic. But it could also be very subtle um, forms of manipulation in order to create a sort of groupthink that's led by whoever leads the house. And that can be very subtle things like making somebody feel weird because the music they like, not including them on the same activities as the other people in the family. Um, that could be not able to take somebody else's opinion into consideration. Like maybe you have different political beliefs, but not allowing yourself to actually try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Um, it's basically just a kind of, and then there's always the threat, either explicit or implicit sort of threat of like, hey, if I don't conform, I'm not going to get the same love. I'm not going to get the same treatment. Um, I think that a lot of the times, if stuff like this is going on, it's happening unconsciously. But that's why I'm making this video, is to inform people that when there's unconsciousness, then there's negative things that can spring out from that unconsciousness, and if we don't become conscious, we're not even going to realize how we might be hurting people. Um, so if you're a parent, if you're thinking about being a parent, um, if you're a friend of somebody who comes from a strict kind of authoritarian household, it's just nice to be aware and conscious that these dynamics are usually at play to some degree. It could be very, very minor amounts of this dynamic, or it could be to the point where someone is afraid to come out of the closet to their parents because they're going to be excommunicated, or it could be somebody who lies about whatever their religion, or lies about it could be like who they're dating, or who they married, or um their political beliefs. It's just good to encourage diversity and multiculturalism, even in a family. It doesn't have to be a community. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, bring some awareness to some of those dynamics. So maybe you can see it yourself. Maybe you can see it in other places, or maybe you could stop yourself from being that way. Because yeah, none of my content's ever about any kind of judgments. It's just about trying to be aware and to help people. And we all come into this world not knowing what the hell is going on, and it can be very scary and confusing from that perspective. So um, yeah, compassion and awareness and honesty, these things can enrich your life and all the people around you. So yeah, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then please hit the subscribe button. If you know anybody who might like this, then please hit the share button. If you have anything you want to say, then please comment down below. If you want to get notifications when I drop new content, then hit the bell button. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.